Alrighty, this next one I did not expect to wake up to this morning. So, this morning, or yesterday as of you seeing this podcast on YouTube or Spotify or Apple Podcasts, Nintendo and Microsoft. Let's get right to it, right? So, Nintendo and Microsoft have signed a 10-year deal, legal agreement type thing, right? To bring Call of Duty to Nintendo platforms on the exact same day as Xbox, with all features and all content. Big news, right? Big news. We haven't gotten a Call of Duty game on Nintendo since the Wii U days, which is almost over 10 years ago. Over 10 years ago. So 10 years later, they're making a 10-year deal. It works out, right? So, anyways, the president of Microsoft, this is how you know it's official. President of Microsoft, Brad Smith, has tweeted out, "We've now signed a binding 10-year contract to bring Xbox games to Nintendo gamers." Now, please remember that part. This is just part of our commitment to bring Xbox games and Activision titles like Call of Duty to more players on more platforms. So, the main headlines read, Call of Duty are coming over to Switch. This guy just tweeted out, "We've now signed a binding 10-year contract to bring Xbox games to Nintendo gamers." Do you like, are you getting this? Like, it could be any game. It could be any Xbox game. Sorry, not any, because some are owned by other companies. But there's a pretty large variety of games that also could be coming over. It's not just Call of Duty, although that is the one mentioned, and that is the one that is confirmed. Call of Duty is confirmed. But he says to bring Xbox games to Nintendo. So that's big news anyway. But he tweeted that out. He tweeted that, and then there's like another statement here that I'll read. "Microsoft and Nintendo have now negotiated and signed a binding 10-year legal agreement to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo players the same day as Xbox, with full feature and content parity, so they can experience Call of Duty just as Xbox and PlayStation gamers enjoy Call of Duty." Now, that's not true, because the graphics and frame rate are going to be down in the dumps. So we're not experiencing it the same exact way unless they make a brand new powerful console. We are committed to providing long-term equal access to Call of Duty to other gaming platforms, bringing more choice to more players and more competition to the gaming market. So, Call of Duty, Nintendo, a duo that we didn't know we needed. Rather, Microsoft and Nintendo. And so the reactions to this have been pretty positive. I'm excited, honestly. I will probably buy... I've not bought a Call of Duty game since Black Ops 4? My dog's barking. So, it's been a while. That came out, what, 2018, 19? I believe it might have been 18. It could be 19. And so it's been a while. I'm not crazy into those games, but I bought it for the PS4, and when I played on the PS4, I had a bunch of friends who were going to buy the game as well. So, I bought it, and I've not played since I bought it, which was like, I played it for like a few months, and then I put it down. So, I bought Black Ops 4. The dog is still barking, so we'll let that see if it. We'll see. We'll see if he stops. So I'm excited. I'm excited. We're gonna have Call of Duty games come over to the Switch the exact same day. Now, my biggest issue, and the first thing that I thought of as soon as I saw this announcement, the graphics on the Switch. Guys, we see games like Fortnite, any third-party game, Skyrim, they don't look beautiful on the Switch. Now, they worked and they run fine, but they run fine on Xbox and PS5, they run great, fantastic, amazing. So, I mean, we know third-party games to often not run great on the Switch unless they're pretty small. But a big story game, it's not gonna look too good, I'll tell you that much. So, if you're gonna buy a Call of Duty game on the Switch, you have to know it's not gonna look very amazing, or so I think. Unless they make some magic happen, which I'm not expecting. Unless they were able to do that, it's not gonna look very good. So just keep that in mind if you want to buy a Call of Duty game for the Switch. Now, you have to remember, it's a 10-year agreement. I would say for sure that Nintendo puts out a new console within the next 10 years. So, could Nintendo's next move be making a crazy powerful console? This does not mean that, but if they wanted to, this deal would make a lot more sense. Now, once again, I'm not trying to say that announcement means that they're making a powerful console. It doesn't mean that at all. But it would make a lot of sense for them to do that. It makes a lot of sense now. But I still don't expect them to make anything more powerful than the PS5 or Xbox, just because Nintendo has always been kind of behind, and they've not really been into making super powerful stuff. So, you know, we'll see. But I mean, I don't know many like quote-unquote Xbox games, so I'm not sure what other games could come to Nintendo consoles apart from Call of Duty. It says to bring Xbox games and Activision titles like Call of Duty to more players on more platforms. I'm not sure what other games that could be. If you have any ideas, leave them in the comments of this YouTube video. Sorry to Apple and Spotify listeners. But I'm excited. I'm going to probably buy the first Call of Duty game that comes to the Switch. Unless it's like... I'll probably wait like a day or two until I buy it, just to see if it like looks horrible, or if people are saying like it's so glitchy, it's so terrible. We'll see. But I do have great intentions on buying a Call of Duty game for the Switch whenever that happens. Now, when could that happen? I'd say as early as this summer or later this year. At the latest, whenever the next Call of Duty game comes out, which is, I have no clue. I don't follow the franchise very closely, but I think it'll be sooner than we think, because I feel like you can't just announce that and then kind of just like let it sit for too long. You have to kind of follow up pretty soon. So I believe that they'll give us some kind of information sooner rather than later. But anyways, that's fun stuff. And as I said, I did not expect to wake up to that this morning, but I did. It's fun news, and it's just a step in the right direction in terms of Nintendo Switch third-party games. So that's fun, but let's move on.